How's everybody doing tonight? Alright, so we're going to open a Simic Guild Kit today. This is actually a really cool guild kit. It's kind of very similar to a deck that I've built here recently that I've been testing out on Arena. I'll be posting a deck tech on that as soon as I'm a little more confident with it. It's got a couple issues. Because it's green and blue, I don't have a whole lot of creature removal, and I don't... The way the concept of the deck is, I don't really have room for counter spells, so trying to figure out how to get rid of opponent's stuff. And then I'll post about that. Anyway, so what's in the kit? We get a 60-card Simic deck assembled from all 3 Ravnica blocks, plus special Simic land cards, or basic lands. You get a Simic symbol sticker, say that 10 times fast, a Simic deck box, a Simic pin, Simic spin down life counter, and 5 double-sided tokens, and a guild-themed insert. So, box is a little beat up. I got this from a store that's going out of business and is doing like selling a bunch of stuff in like bundles. So I got this and some from the vaults and some other pre-con decks and stuff, all in like one kind of lot there. So decent deal, so I figured to make for some good videos, open some stuff, and show you guys. So here's your Simic deck box. Here's your Simic sticker. I still don't like adhesive stuff near magic cards, but that's just me. Here's your insert. It's got some artwork of the alternate art of Zagana on there. She looks a little more angry in this one than she normally does. And then on the back, it's got a... I think it's just kind of basic rundown, but it's got a deck list, which I love. I really like the fact they put actual deck lists in these. So if you pull the deck apart, but you decide to throw it back together, you always can. So let's break into the box here. Now that looks like the foil is so warped that it actually came out of its thing in the case here. Excuse me. So yeah. Look at that foil, or that warped foil. Isn't that awesome? It's just beautiful right there. I mean, it's like a half moon. This is the alternate art Zagana, Zagana, no D. I actually do run her in my Simic deck. So, it's nice that I got another one. So, because I was short to build the paper version of it, because I will build the paper version of the deck and play with it once I get it all tweaked. I like Arena for that matter, so you can tweak stuff and then not spend a bunch of money on paper cards and then build a deck and it doesn't work. So we got a nice little bridge here in case anybody needs to get over anything. You got a little bridge. Anyway, here's our spin down counter with our Simic logo on it. Not so sure about the Simic logo. It's always looked a little weird to me. Kind of like a tree and a wave kind of put together, but it almost looks like what was the chicken there from Chick-fil-A? Kind of almost looks like the chicken head from Chick-fil-A. Is it just me? Am I the only one that sees that? All right, enough toying around here. Let's see what cards we get in this deck. This can be like a 50-minute video, but don't stop yapping. All right, here we go. So right on top, we've got a Gyre Sage. This guy can turn into a pretty awesome card down the road. You get a bunch of counters on him. He adds a green mana for each 1/1 counter on him. And he's got Evolve, so every time you cast a creature bigger than him, he gets a 1/1 counter. So that's 1 more mana each time. So he can get pretty out of control pretty quick. Great card. Very tempted to put that in the paper version of the deck. I don't know if that one's legal on Arena or not. I'm not sure. Fine Lasher Kudzu's our next rare. Whenever a land enters a battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on Fine Lasher Kudzu. Voral of the Hull Clade. 3-drop 1/4 for a blue and a green. Double the number of each kind of counter on target artifact, creature, or land. Pretty handy. If you got a bunch of counters on these guys, all you gotta do, 1 green, 1 blue, double them. So that means this guy's pumping out twice the amount of mana every time. So Cryptoplast Rootkin is our next guy. He's got Graft 4, so he's got a bunch of counters on him. And you can move a 1/1 counter from target creature you control onto Cryptoplast. Pretty handy. It costs you 3 colorless to do that. Fathom Mage, another evolved creature. Whenever a 1/1 counter is put on Fathom Mage, you may draw a card. Pretty awesome. Too bad it's a 4-drop 1/1. But it does have Evolve, and you get to draw a card every time you put a counter on it. Omnibian. I'll get it out eventually. 4-drop 3/3. Target creature becomes a frog with base power and toughness 3/3 until end of turn. So, built-in removal. Momer Vig. Simic Visionary. As our next rare, whenever you cast a green creature spell, you may search your library for a creature card and reveal it. If you do, shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. Whenever you cast a blue creature spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put that card in your hand. So basically, if you cast a blue-green creature, you get to search your library for any creature and then put it in your hand. So, we got a Mythic here, which is nice. We got a Progenitor Mimic. Basically enters the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it has at the beginning of your upkeep, if this creature isn't a token, create a token that's a copy of this creature. So it's a 6-drop, but it copies any creature on the board, and every single upkeep, you make another copy of that same creature. So he keeps multiplying. It's a pretty awesome card. Experimental Kraj. This guy is really cool. He's a 6-drop, 4/6. But he has all activated abilities of each other creature with a 1/1 counter on it. And you can tap him to put a 1/1 counter on any creature. So even if you're just looking at your Gyre Sage, I mean, say you got a few counters on him, this gets his activated ability of being able to tap him for each 1/1 counter. So you can put another counter on one of them, and then whenever you want to, you can pop both of them for a ton of green mana. So, pretty handy, pretty cool card. Simic Skyswallower, flying trample 6/6 with Shroud. As a 7-drop. He's a beast. Simic Ascendancy, alternate wing condition. I do love those. I do have a couple of these in my Simic deck that I'm running because it is counter-based. But the main reason I have it is for the 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue. You can put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. And then whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on a creature you control, put that many counters on Simic Ascendancy. The beginning of your upkeep, if Simic Ascendancy has 20 or more growth counters on it, you win the game. I've actually won a few games in Arena with this guy just from pumping up a bunch of counters on things with the way that I've got the deck, but I'll go over that in another video. Void Slime, great card, very, very valuable card as well. Counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. So you can actually counter abilities, which is awesome with this guy, and it's only 1 green more than a regular counter spell, so cool card. Guardian Project, another really cool card. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, draw a card. Personally, I don't like it for a constructed deck like this because you're probably going to run a lot of 4-0s. But for a Commander deck, Guardian Project is awesome. If you're running Commander Simic, great card for that. Or even just Commander Green. Because every creature you cast is going to be a unique creature. Alright, then we got our tokens. We got Ooze Frog Lizard, Ooze Frog Lizard, Ooze Frog Lizard, Ooze Frog Lizard, Ooze Frog Lizard. Yep, apparently they're all the same. Then you got the uncommons. You got an Experiment one. This guy's really cool. He's a 1/1 1-drop with Evolve, and you can remove 2 1/1 counters from him to regenerate him. For those of you who are newer players, Regenerate was an awesome feature that we used to have back in the day that apparently they no longer use because it's considered kind of too powerful. You basically can save your creature every turn. You can attack with him or block with him and then just regenerate him. He taps, and then next turn he's back to normal. Alright, Cloudfin Raptor. Got a couple of those. Flying 0/1s with Evolve that are just a 1-drop. Coiling Oracle. Enters the battlefield, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, put that card in your hand. Great little draw ability and ability to play an extra land on a turn when you cast him. Simic Guild Mage. A couple of those. Elusive Krasis. Plaxcaster Frogling. Trigon Predator. Skitter Eel. A Frilled Mystic. He's a counterspell with feet. 2 blue, 2 green, flash. And when Frilled Mystic enters the battlefield, you may counter target spell, and it's a 3/2. Trollbred Guardian. He's got Adapt, so each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it has Trample, just like Zagana gives all your creatures with 1/1 counter the ability to trample. Galloping Lizrog, another trampler that gets counters. Nimbus Swimmer, flyer that gets counters. Basically, he's 1 blue, 1 green, and X, and 0/0. So whatever you pay, that's how big he is, and he's a flyer. So great card. Simic Guild Kit ×4. Simic Growth Chamber ×4. And then you got the islands, which these Guild Kit basic lands all have this really cool art on them. And they're really good looking art in the actual frame too. But I love what they did around here. These just look really sharp. They're kind of next level basic lands. They look a lot cooler than most basics. There's the forest. So these kind of lands are really cool, and they're pretty sought after. A lot of people really like running them more than just basic lands. If you don't have full arts, you're probably going to run these. Or some people like those, don't like the full arts. All right, next card is Rapid Hybridization, another really good card. This one's destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. That creature's controller creates a 3/3 green frog lizard creature token. So you basically turn anything they've got into a 3/3 frog. So 2 of those, really good removal. Simic Signet, you got a couple of those. Applied Biomancy. 1 blue, 1 green. Choose one or both. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Return target creature to its owner's hand. So you pump up one of your creatures and return one of their creatures back to their hand. Miming Slime. Create an XX green ooze creature token where X is the greatest power among creatures you control for 3. Pretty good, especially in a deck like this where you got a lot of counters going on the creatures. You get pretty big creatures pretty quick. Then Urban Evolution. Sorcery, draw 3 cards. You may play an additional land this turn. A little pricey. It's 1 green, 1 blue, and 3 colorless, but pretty handy. I mean, 3 cards. Draw 3 cards and play an additional land. That's pretty powerful. So there you have it. There's everything that's in the deck. I probably should go over Zagana's abilities. Whenever she enters the battlefield, if you control another creature with a 1/1 counter on it, you get to draw a card. She has a 4-drop 4/4, and she's got 4 colorless, 1 green, and 1 blue, and you can adapt 4, put 4 counters on her, make her an 8/8. And each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it has trample. So she is a pretty big beast. I stack her in my Simic deck simply to give all my creatures trample, because basically I pop a lot of counters on my creatures, and I pump them up to like huge creatures pretty quick. You know, Hybrid Krasis and the green Hydra there that you can, it's 2 green and X, you put them out. He gets big quick. You can double the amount of counters on him, or you can have him fight another creature when he enters the battlefield. So I got some really big creatures full of counters. So a lot of times people will just use little weenie blockers to stop them every time when I attack. And I mean, I'll get these guys up to like 150, you know, and they'll block with a little 1/1 or something. So when I put her out, they all get trample. So they can block with a 1/1 if they want, but they're still taking 149 points of damage. So there you have it. There's a Simic Guild Kit. I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think of these Guild Kits. If you love these lands like I do or not. I stack full arts, but I am trying to get enough of the Guild Kits opened to where I have a play set of each of these, just for giggles, just because I really think they're really cool looking lands. But a lot of the cards in here are going into my paper Simic deck once I get that all tweaked up and everything. Once it's finished, which is getting pretty close, I'll, like I said, I'll post a video about that with some actual gameplay and stuff so you can see it in action. It's pretty fun, pretty crazy. Get some pretty big creatures pretty fast. So let me know what you think of the video, guys, and leave a comment down there. What do you think of everything that's going on with Wizards right now, pumping out 6,000 sets a month, and if your wallet hurts as bad as my wallet does right now. All right, guys, you guys take care, and we'll see you in the next video. There's probably a couple of suggestions up in the corners here. You can check out some cool videos. So hope to see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.